backboard, and the rebound comes down easily to Sarkis. Flies back up court, drops for Redband. Redband across for Wallace. Wallace one-on-one with Twitty. Gonna launch a three, and he's got it. It's 14-5. Daemen back into the game for the Wildcats. Goes to Cisco, posting up, spins around, and is stuffed by Livicious. Mack quickly across the timeline, driving coast to coast, lays it off the glass and in. Stonehill within 5. Harris back to Sarkis. Finds the open man in Holt in the corner, tries to go back across the court for Wallace, but it's picked off by Moreton. He throws it off the glass with a little scoop, and he ties the game. 9-0 run for the Skyhawks. There goes Moreton. Try to go back up for Trost. Intercepted by Harris. He is going to slam it home with authority. Back a brief 4-0 run. Near wing, it's Freese. For Moreton. Launches a three, makes it. Stonehill back within 1. Finds Johnson. Now for Bowen. Defended by Kyle Harris. Ball works its way back to the near side. Shamir Johnson for Trost. Launches a three, and he's got it. Plus the foul. Sarkis with the reach in as Stonehill takes its largest lead of the game with a chance for a 4-point play. Being second in rebounding and 6th in scoring. Freese flips it inside for Livicious. Gets it back from 3, got it. And Stonehill now 7 for 13 from beyond the arc. Inside to Cisco, back for Sarkis. Sarkis for Breon Harris, defended by Twitty. 1 step inside the arc, back out, fadeaway, got it. Freeze for Twitty, inside to Livicious. Back for Trost for Twitty, launches it from 3, and he's got it. Stonehill is 8 from 14 from beyond the arc, and they are exceeding those expectations this afternoon. Breon Harris, who's been red hot, tries to cross up Freeze, drops back, launches it, and it is in. Over to Michael Bowen. Bowen to Mack, to Twitty, drives baseline in the reverse. He throws it in off the glass. Back for Mack on the near wing. Had lost his dribble. Mack gets it back into the corner for Twitty, puts up a 3, and he's got it. Red band had 2 Skyhawks tied up, so Breon Harris will go with a fast break and thrown out of the house by Moreton. Side for Twitty. For Moreton. Stonehill keeping it around the edges for now. Cisco denying Livicious any ground as he throws it out to Moreton. Holt tries to come up with a steal. Moreton will launch a 3, and he's got it. Perfect rotation, and Stonehill back ahead by 2. Wildcats will inbound from underneath the basket. It's Sarkis on the far wing. Dribbles out, goes back to the corner for Redband. Puts up a 3, makes it. And Daemen ahead by 1, 63-62. Had about 10 lead changes and or ties in this second half. Couple of evenly matched teams playing for the first time ever. Have to get this on the schedule again. Twitty puts up a 3, and he's got it. Very narrow. Mack for Moreton with his game-high 21. Throws it for Bowen. Drives, kicks out for Mack in the corner. Throws up a 3. He's got it. Gets tied up around the wing. Around a screen. Lost the ball. Moreton threw his hand in the middle, and it comes down to Freeze. Throws it to Moreton. He moves out of a double team. You got 2 Wildcats down behind the play. Breon Harris is wincing. Slow to get up. 5-on-4 for Stonehill. Back up court. As Trost puts it up in a 7-point lead for Stonehill, their largest of the game. Livicious for Twitty. Round the elbow. Dishes down low for Livicious to the reverse, and he's good. He's going to slash in. Goes for Moreton. Near side for Bowen. Bowen lost his dribble. Goes back to Moreton. 11 on the shot clock. Bowen froze for a second. Back to Moreton. Around for Twitty. Puts up a 3, and he's got it. 77-71 Stonehill. Daemen does not need to foul. Not yet. There's Moreton with Wallace in defense. Moreton has it. Throws into the corner. Chose launches off the back of the rim. Rebound. Skied for it. Bowen comes down, and he draws a foul. 3-2-1. Stonehill wins it. Skyhawks improved to 8-5 on the season. It's their first win in their first ever meeting over Daemen College, handing the Wildcats just their 4th loss of the season. They fall to 13-4. Will Moreton finished with a game-high 22 points for the Skyhawks as we get settled here. Wait for the go-ahead. We're good to go. Will, Jake Levin, how are you? Good to meet you. Congrats on the win. You guys are down 14-5 early. It's looking like Daemen. They're playing an aggressive form of defense. You guys didn't have answers early. What changed?
Yeah, I think it was mostly just about really settling into the game. We've had a long time off, so just getting back into flow of it takes a little bit. And they played 2 games before this, and I think they were a little bit more ready to come out off the jump. And it took us a little bit, but we got there. So
on the season, you guys very good, 38% from downtown. Today, you were over 50% from three-point land. What went into that? Was that part of the game plan coming in?
We've been getting a lot of shots up this week. We've had extra sessions in the gym where everyone was getting 100 makes in, 200 makes in, and I think it pays off, in game situations when you take games off of practice.
Sure. Andrew Cisco, great player for Daemen, leading Division II in double-doubles. You guys were, he had his points, but it's not like he went off today. You guys were able to relatively keep him in check. He did finish with 22. What was the plan of attack on Cisco?
It's mostly just making his life hard. Players like that, they're going to get their points, but it's all about, how can you stop them from doing it too efficiently, and I think we did a pretty good job of it.
First ever meeting between Stonehill and Daemen. I feel like this is a matchup that fans would love to see again. You hope to play them again someday?
Love to. Hopefully we can see them in the tournament if we make it there.
That'd be fun. So you guys are 8-5 now on the season, starting to get on a little bit of a roll. What can you bottle up from today and take into your next couple of games? Keep the good times going.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just having defensive energy. When we get stops and when we can keep them in lower 70s and 60s, I think that's when we have a good recipe for success.
You guys are great from the free throw line today as well, and that was kind of the difference, one of the many differences in this game. How hard is it when you guys have had so much time off to work on just a simple yet important fundamental like free throws?
Yeah, shooting free throws in a game situation compared to in a practice, it is a different feeling, but there's the more reps again that you get up in practice, the better you're going to be, and I think guys did a great job of joining their focus and knocking them down.
All right, you guys down at Bridgeport on Wednesday for coming back home for Lemoyne next Saturday at 3:30. Pretty good turnout here today, I thought, especially considering it's still vacation week. Do you have any message for fans who weren't able to make it to this game to try to get here next Saturday?
Hey, we got a big one. It'll be awesome. I think if you come, you'll have a good time. We're playing an exciting brand of basketball, and it's fun to watch. So.
All right.
Phenomenal win. They're fantastic. Such a great team. So well coached. Mike does such a good job with them and the stuff they're running. And Andrew Cisco, obviously everything revolves around him, and rightfully so with how good he is. And he's hard to stop. And we knew we wouldn't stop him, but we talked about just trying to make his life hard and making sure we guarded them as a group. But just couldn't be more proud of our guys, and just fighting and battling and just coming away with a huge win. And like I said, we've had a little bit of a layoff after the Christmas break, and to come out, start the new year, start second semester this way, it's just awesome. But to have Michael and Owen DeGraff back in this game, the lift that those guys gave us, and Michael, what can you say more? That last play, in the last, I think, a minute 15 or 48 seconds, whatever it was, offensive rebound, loose ball, there's 3 Daemen guys, there goes Mike, and you just know Michael's coming out with those balls, and just maybe the play of the game, the most important, crucial play of the game that he made to win it and to seal it, and that's what he does. But to have him back, and how much he's hurting, and to do what he did, and even Owen DeGraff, how much he's hurting too. The lift that they gave us to propel our team to a huge, just a great win. And we certainly try to put him in different actions to make him guard in the post against Monty, and also on the perimeter and moving him and putting him in ball screens. And we did a really good job tonight, just moving the ball and just sharing it. We talked a lot. Let's try to get the thing reversed. Let's try to get it moving. Let's put him in actions, and let's just get them chasing a little bit, and then we can start to penetrate and pitch and find each other. And we were able to do that. 18 assists, and we knocked down 14 threes tonight. So when we do that, when we share the ball, and we got a lot of guys who can make shots, but when we're sharing it and playing together as a unit, we're pretty good. It was great. Just he opened up, and he wasn't getting into as much of a rhythm like right off the get-go, but then he just got really aggressive and just started playing more physical through the lane and getting to his spots on the floor and finishing around the rim. And then Twitty, he was in foul trouble right off. He only played about 5 minutes in the first half with 2 quick ones, and then he has 18 in the second half. So you and I have talked about it a lot, just how good both of those guys are, and how skilled Twitty and Will and how well they shoot it. And you add obviously Owen Shows to the mix of that, you know, on the perimeter with those three. It's just they're a great group of guys. They're great kids, and they're really good players. And we were fortunate, you know, that they were sharing the ball. And Adam Freeze, you know, another guy who's been thrown in the mix for us, who's doing a great job and just moving the ball, sharing it. And Will, you know, Will obviously led us just from start to finish, and then Twitty his second half. But today was a collective team effort, you know, just a collective group wanting to make sure that we got it done and battle to get it. It's just a credit to Will, to the work that goes in, and just to him as a player. That's a lot of points, and he's a special player, and fortunate to have been witness to a lot of those, and you know, hopefully he has a lot more. But 1,500, that's a lot of points. He's a really special player, really just a great player, a great kid, a great teammate, and really excited to watch him, you know, over the stretch run here in his career. And obviously Brandon Twitty, to what you're saying, you know, got his 1,000th, you know, at Caldwell, opening play, knocked in a three, and you know, Twitty would probably be right up there with Will, even, you know, closer if he didn't have the injuries he had last year as his junior year, where he missed almost a month and a half. And they're both just such great people. Just great men, great guys, and just we're so thankful, fortunate to have them with us. It's a huge week, and today was the first. We've been treating just each day, you know, just with the right mindset, and we've turned ourselves into a really good practice team over the last probably month and a half, and that is absolutely translating into games for us. And heading into this week with Bridgeport, you know, and we obviously play Lemoyne next week, but Bridgeport, you know, they're fantastic, and they make your life miserable with what they do, full court pressure trap, run and jump, and they just run guys at you, and they're really good inside, they're really good on the perimeter, they got good depth, and they shoot it, and Mike down there just does such a great job with them. And then it continues to go. But for us, it's a matter of just focusing day by day, and just trying to improve each and every time we step foot on the floor together. And hopefully we show up well done in Connecticut at Bridgeport on Wednesday, and then we can try to just, you know, continue the play that we currently have. But yeah, we haven't looked too far ahead, and you know, we let a few early in the season go away, where we just didn't have the right mindset. But we've also made a number of tweaks and adjustments to our style that I think it really fits us, this group, you know, and the way we're playing and what we're doing to build into some of our just strengths and individual players. So hopefully we can just keep building and working. But the big catalyst for us has been our defensive side of the ball. And we've got a number of challenging opponents and more regionally ranked opponents coming up, you know, right in front of us. And you don't beat good teams if you don't defend.